So we were contacted to do some makeup for the Villains Ball, which is a kind of like a dance recital put on. The proceeds went to benefit victims of Hurricane Irma. I wanted to get a quick shot of some of the things that we were working with on some of the prosthetics that we had done. We did various cuts and scratches. And here's a lovely shot of Telesis, which we used to go ahead and basically stick this card into one of the appliances so that it would hold. This was being done for the Queen of Hearts. The idea behind the dance was that the Disney villains had just finished fighting their good guy counterparts, and this was kind of like a celebratory dance. So we wanted to take one of the Queen of Hearts cards and literally stick it in her chest. So, as you can see here, we've already put the Telesis inside the wound and on the card, and JD is placing the card carefully inside the wound. This is a watermelon piece, which is a polyvinyl plastic that was created by Mike Davies. This stuff is super easy to lay down. It stays until pretty much you decide that it's time to come off, which you just grab an edge and pull. You don't need any remover because it is put down with 99% alcohol. And as you can see here, that card is holding up very nicely. So it was one of the pieces that we were super excited about applying. So yeah, she's in there pretty good. And here's some of the other pieces that we painted. Various scratches and scrapes of all different sizes. So these are going to go on all of our Disney villains. There were 9 of them in total. So here's kind of a little shot of JD's setup. Here's all the prosthetics. Of course, we use gloves when we're working. Here's some of the alcohol palettes, as well as some blood and his brushes, as you can never have too many. We also had Mick Velasquez, aka Dr. Skull, working with us on this. He did the beauty makeup and the airbrush makeup. He did a great job. So here's a bunch of the fun colors that he's working with. I wanted to show the application of the watermelon prosthetics. Very, very simple. As you can see here, JD is applying a scratch to Javar's face because, let's face it, he probably would have gotten into it with Raja. So we wanted to put some scratches there, and it's laying down beautifully. It's blending in with his skin super nicely. And here's Dr. Skull doing some beauty makeup on Javar. He's already got most of the airbrush makeup done on him, but he came out looking really good. And then he also did some work on our Maleficent. Here you can see him going in and contouring with the airbrush. So here's another piece being put on our Hades. That's probably one of my favorite pieces. The paint job's fantastic, and it looked really good on her. And then we've got some of Mick dousing her in her lovely shade of blue. Because, you know, Hades can't be normal colored skin. He's got to be a little off because he's a different and unique gentleman. So now that her face is done, he's going in and getting that exposed skin around her ribs. He also did her hands. Did a great job. I do like the colors. So there's our finished Hades from top to bottom. And here we've got our Captain Hook. Of course, he was in a battle with Peter Pan. So we've got a couple of slices on his cheek. I believe we've got 3 in total. 1 on one side and then 2 on the other. These went down beautifully. And they blended right in so well. So just JD did a great job with application here. And then here's him working on Scar, doing the slice on the left side of the face, above the eye and below the eye. And there's a finished paint job on it. So now he looks more lion-esque. He's also got some scratches on his arms. And here's our Cruella de Vil. She's got a few bite marks on her cheeks, well, from puppy battling. And then there's our Queen of Hearts. As you can see, the card is sticking out of her chest. It went down really smoothly, and it stayed on throughout her entire performance. Dancers move around a lot. They're constantly in different positions. And it was wonderful to see that, everything held up. I've also made sure to include some of their dance routine. I wanted you guys to see how much they were actually moving. Here you can see some of the scratches. The lighting looked really good. It played off well. And it really shows you how much these guys do move around. So for the pieces to stay on as well as they did, we were very, very happy. And again, that Queen of Hearts there, she was definitely shaking it, and it held nicely. Now, our Queen of Hearts is also Miss Electra Blue. She's the one that put the dance studio in contact with us to do their makeup. She's also getting married, so a big shout out to her and her amazingly beautiful fiance. Congratulations to these two lovely ladies. But yeah, it was overall, great experience. Now, as you can see, I tried to zoom in a little bit so you could see some of the slices. With them moving around so much, it is kind of hard to focus on. It's not a bad thing. It just means that they were doing what they do best, and that's perform. The audience seemed to really like the pieces. We heard nothing but positive and very happy feedback at the end of the night. The owners of the dance studio themselves were very pleased with us, which definitely, always makes you happy. Makes you happy to know that not only were the performers happy, but the owners of the establishment were happy. There was no mess for them to clean up. They didn't have to deal with any ugliness. Everything was just smooth and beautiful. And then here's one last group shot. This is supposed to be the gentleman villains, even though our Hades was our only male villain, so to speak. They all did fantastic. They all had their own style that they brought to it. So it was fun to watch this performance. And then we've got everybody again doing their finale. So again, thank you to JD for bringing me on to help. Thank you to Mick for doing a great paint job. Thank you to Electra for contacting us to bring us in to work this wonderful event. And here's a final shot of everybody after the performance. As you can see, the makeup held up really well.